everyone, welcome to Ask Nutritionist Deepa's whole food plant-based, quick, easy, flavorful recipe segments. And today it's going to be my leftover makeover recipe demo. And what I'm going to show you today is how to take any leftover recipe or ingredients you have and turn them into a completely different dish in less than 15 minutes. So here we go. I recently made green bean masala. It was a stir fry, very easy recipe. Make sure you watch that. And for some reason I ended up making a couple other dishes. I didn't end up eating all of it. What I'm going to do is I have few leftover other ingredients in the refrigerator. So I'm going to take the already made green bean masala and turned it into a green bean masala potato curry. Okay, and very easy. I already have a leftover boiled potato here. I have some onions and tomatoes which are pre-chopped. I always try to have some onion and tomatoes that are chopped ready in the refrigerator. So for example, a very quick meal planning tip I can share with you is let's say your current recipe needs one onion and half a tomato, but since I'm already chopping onions, I take 2 onions and maybe 1 whole tomato or 2 whole tomatoes and chop extra. Either I dice some or slice some, or if I don't have time to chop, I just clean them, which means I just peel them and store them. So next time if I want to quickly cook something, it is available. So anyway, the other ingredients are going to be very simple. The original curry already has cayenne in it and some chickpea flour in it. Like I said, I have this recipe already on my channel, so make sure you watch that. So I'm just going to boost that with a little bit of coriander powder and cumin powder. And from my masala container, I'm going to use some mustard seeds and little bit of turmeric. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get started with leftover makeover recipe here. The pot is hot. Actually, it may be a little too hot because the water is evaporating really fast. The ideal point is when the water droplet rolls into a ball. So, but it's going to be fine. I'm going to crackle some mustard seeds. If you don't have them, you don't need to, but every bit of spice counts, and they will start crackling in few seconds. These mustard seeds are, as you can see, they are pretty big. Usually I like to use the tiny ones. The benefit of using mustard is it is an antifungal and antiviral spice, and it also has oil in there, because remember guys, we get mustard oil from mustard. So I think, and this is one person's opinion here, that the whole tradition of crackling mustard was started to extract some of the oil from the mustard and then adding all the other spices in there. So the original idea of whole food plant-based was really banking upon using natural sources of fat and oil and so on and so forth. This particular mustard is taking a little bit of time crackling. Actually, I could have skipped using mustard seed because the French beans or green beans stir fry already has some mustard in it. Okay, so the mustard is all popped, and I'm going to add the chopped up onion and tomato. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of water, basically just going to rinse, get the trimming and get this things all blend in. Okay, this is perfect. Now, like I said, the green bean masala already had turmeric in it and cayenne in it, and it had chickpea flour. It had roasted chickpea flour and sesame seed and all kind of good stuff. So we don't have to worry about adding anything else to thicken it. It's time to add some spices to this one. Little bit of cumin here. Now, usually the rule of thumb is you add more coriander and less cumin, just to balance the flavors. But if you like more cumin, less coriander, that's fine too. If you don't have cumin and coriander, then and have garam masala, use that. If you don't have garam masala and if you have curry powder, use that. If you don't have curry powder, then just make a gravy with this onion and tomatoes and add your leftover any stir fry veggies in there, and off you go. Okay, so to this I'm going to add my leftover green beans. And remember, the green bean masala was a stir fry vegetable, so it was a little bit on a drier side. But now I am going to give it a makeover and going to turn it into a curry. So it needs some water. I'm just going to use the water that I'm going to use to rinse the bowl, just to make sure I get all the trimmings. So I'm going to mix this together and I'm going to cover it for just a couple minutes, and then I'm going to cover it partially so that it's not going to change. I don't want to lose the bright green color of green beans. If you cover it completely, the steam gets trapped in and it changes the color of vegetables. But again, it's not going to need too much of cooking, because remember, the green beans are already steamed and cooked and soaked in different kind of spices. So this is going to be just covered for a minute or so. Meanwhile, I'm going to go chop my potatoes and finish the recipe in a couple minutes. I'm going to add some chopped potatoes with the skin on, squeeze some lemon, and let these potatoes soak in all the flavor, all the spices as well. So I'm just going to cover it for another minute and kind of let it hang in there closed for 5 to 7 minutes with the gas turned off. So I'm going to cook for 1 minute with the gas on, covered, and then I'm going to turn the gas off and let it kind of cook further. So I allowed the potatoes to kind of get in there and soak some spices, and then I just gently mashed them to disperse the potatoes throughout this curry and give a little bit of a thick, nice mouthfeel to this end product. So that's pretty much it for today. This was an easy leftover makeover that I did in less than 10 minutes. You can use the same technique for any curry to turn into, which is like couple days old, 3 days old, or if you have something in the freezer which has been there for a while and you want to rejuvenate it and make your meal planning on the go really easy, think about these ideas. Thank you for watching. Keep those comments coming, and I'll see you next time.